Our corporate slogan is promises kept, and that's exactly what we're doing today. I'm keeping my promise that I made for the last 5 or 6 days about posting up-to-date numbers on the first 6 months of the cost of living here in Armenia Colombia, and I'm going to supplement it as well with the month of June. My name is William Hutchison. Along with my wife, I own Armenia Colombia Realty for Expats. We're in Armenia Colombia, where I've lived for 12 years in October and 13 years in Colombia. I want to start with last year's or the last 6 months' expenses and what I did to come up with a peso conversion was take the average closing mid-market rate for the 6 months, January to June. I used last night's, it's going to be close enough. And the conversion rate that I'm using is 45.80 to the dollar. One comment I want to make about the peso. It's strengthened 10 or 11% in the last perhaps 6 weeks. And there's people making comments, ranting really, about the collapse of the American dollar. Nothing could be further from the truth. I've done the research. I might do a video on it. The US dollar is down around 2% from most of the major world currencies. It has in fact strengthened against the Japanese yen. So to say that a 10 or 11% strengthening of the peso is all because of the collapse of the American dollar, that's absolutely incorrect. The American dollar may have collapsed 2% against the peso in any event if the peso hadn't moved. But to attribute a 10 or 11% gain in the peso when the American dollar has weakened only 2% against the major world currencies is not accurate. Let's call it a 2% weakness in the American dollar and a 9% strengthening in the Colombian peso. My experts that work for the large banks and financial institutions are saying it's going to go back to the mid fours, 4,500, 4,600, maybe even a little more by year end. So this looks like a temporary bubble. Anyway, let's get back to my expenses for last year. Again, using 45.80. My rent is $2 million a month, so obviously that fluctuates, as all of these do, with the fluctuation in the peso. But averaged out over the year, my rent for a 4-bedroom, 3-bath office, townhouse, 2-story, gated community, beautiful pool of about probably 13 or maybe 1,350 square feet, average $427 US. My internet high-speed television is 119,000 pesos a month, and that's consistent, so that averages $26 a month. My water, obviously that fluctuates with use, but it's pretty consistent. It also averaged $26 a month. I don't know what you're paying, but it's a heck of a lot more than 26, I can guarantee you that. Here's the biggie. Gas for both hot water and cooking, and that's $9 a month on average. The electrical averaged $25 a month, obviously a little bit of a variation, but not very much over the span of 6 months. It might vary a couple dollars between the high and the low, maybe $3, but that's essentially it. And our food is averaged $2.42. To all you skeptics and non-believers out there, when I say you can live in Colombia for less than $800 a month, our costs are $765. That's the up-to-date current costs average for the last 6 months. But now let's talk about June itself, because the peso, I'm using 4,200 instead of the 45.80 that I quoted before. I showed you these two bills in a previous video, but I want to show them to you again because I'm going to add the electrical to it. Here's the gas bill for the month. Let me get it focused for you. It's not coming in very well, but it's 35,100 pesos. This is the water bill for the month. Maybe it's a little clearer. There it is there. 128 something or other. And this is the electrical bill that I got today that we're going to be paying this afternoon. It's, as you can see, 127 if you round it off. So looking at this month, because of the peso and using 4,200, my rent is still the same 2 million, but because of the peso, it's 476. My internet has gone up $2, I believe it is, to 28. My water has also gone up $4 to 30, but some of that could be fluctuation in the usage. My gas has dropped to $8. My electrical is also gone up a little bit to $30. And my food, and I have to explain this, is only 200, which is down from the 242 that it's averaged for the last 6 months. I have no idea why that is. It's certainly not pricing. The food should actually probably be more. And just to clarify how I handle my food, first off, food items are costed as used. And I'll give you a pretty good example. Last year, the laundry detergent, probably 13, 14 months ago now, came on sale for half price in 5 kilo bags. I bought 40 kilos of laundry soap. I expensed that over 15 months, and that finished in April, and I still have a bag left. So it's not 100% accurate, but it's close enough. I don't want to, because I buy things in bulk, I don't want to expense them in the month that I actually buy them. I want to expense them in the months over use, and I think that gives you a much more accurate number for your food. I do that with toothpaste. It was on sale. I bought 10 packs of 3 tubes, 30 tubes. So I expense that over a period of time as well. Sometimes, for example, we'll buy meat the end of the month, 27th, 28th, and maybe it comes to $30, and I'll put $5 in for the month that we actually buy it, and then the 25 for the next month. So I try to keep it as accurate as I possibly can. The other thing, we don't put eating out in, and I think because I buy things that aren't really food and put them into the food budget, the eating out and those things pretty much balance themselves off. We don't eat out a lot. My wife doesn't like to eat out, and when we do, it's usually for breakfast. I can go to a cafe here. I do sometimes, not often, maybe a couple times a month, and get a 3-egg ham and cheese omelet with a little roll and a couple slices of tomato, and it cost me $1.50. I mean, it's just not worth the mess in the kitchen. If I'm over there, I take advantage of it. There's no alcohol in it. We don't drink much. And there's no snacks. We like peanuts in front of the television. We don't eat potato chips or cheesies or those sorts of things, but we do like peanuts. But they're not in there. The things that end up in there are things like cleaning products, soaps, shampoos, as I said, toothpaste, mouthwash, any soaps, hand soap or soap for the shower, laundry soap, those sorts of things. The total for this month is $772, which is only $7 more than it is for the average for the year. It's that way because the food is roughly $45 less, and as I said, I have no idea why. So if that was in, even as the average, even with the strength of the peso, we're only at $825 perhaps. I mean, it's not even worth talking about. And if the peso goes 5%, then we're back under the $800 a month again. Folks, these numbers are dead on. There's no question about it. I've spent some time, I've double checked them all, made sure that they were right. Anyone here that viewing that doesn't think these are accurate, they really are. I know it's unbelievable, but those are the numbers, and those are what I want to put out to you, because I want to make sure that all of my information is up to date and accurate, and then you can make a decision. If people call me with $1,200 social insurance income, wondering if they should come here, you can get into a condo or maybe a little smaller townhouse or apartment for $50 a month less, and you're in for $750. Yes, there is some other expenses. You have taxis, but you can go a long distance in a taxi for $2. You have your health insurance to think about, and maybe you want the odd time eating out. But I can guarantee you that $1,500 a month US, you will live here much, much better than you will where you are now. And on $1,500 a month, you're struggling. There's no question about it. Even if you have your place paid for, you're struggling. This is William Hutchison in Armenia, Colombia. I hope you have a great day. Once again, it's a great day here. 80 every day, 60 every night, 365 days of the year. I call it paradise, and it most certainly is.